The final honoree we will be inducting tonight is Valerie Steele. Valerie Steele, a three-time basketball All-American, boasts career records in scoring 2,763 and rebounding 1,525 at UK, holding records for both men and women. She was also a key player for the USA national team. Ms. Steele earned a BS in Animal Science pre-vet from UK and later pursued a master's degree in African and African American Studies at The Ohio State University, where she's currently completing her doctorate in sports humanities. During her career, Ms. Steele excelled in the Italian Women's Professional League, earning 9 All-Star selections, leading the league in scoring in multiple times and securing a pro championship. She achieved further success with the Columbus Quest of the American Basketball League, winning 2 world championships and earning the MVP honors in both championship series. Ms. Steele transitioned to the Women's National Basketball Association, playing with the Washington Mystics before embarking on a coaching career with the Mystics and the Orlando Miracle. Beyond her athletic achievements, she's committed to community service. In 1998, she founded the Valerie Steele Foundation, a nonprofit youth organization, and serves as the co-founder and CEO of Clarence B. Jones Institute for Social Advocacy. Recognized for her contributions to the sport, Ms. Steele has been honored with inductions in various Hall of Fames. Notably, she is the sole woman inducted into the University of Kentucky Athletic Hall of Fame's inaugural class. In 2019, she was enshrined into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, and in October 2021, she was honored with the induction into the UK Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame. Please turn your attention to the screen to view Valerie Steele's remarks.
As you know, I've received numerous Hall of Fames, the Distinguished Alumni for the University of Kentucky, women's basketball, so many. But thinking on this one, being recognized by the College of Ag, my college at the University of Kentucky, it means so much to me. For a little poor girl from Camden, New Jersey, all the way from New Jersey, the streets of, this little inner city, coming all the way to Lexington, and then, pursuing my first love. Most people thought my first love was basketball, but actually I always loved animals. And so having that recognition after all these years and being a part of this ag family means so much to me. There was a lot of going back and forth as to whether I should, really pursue something in ag, because it was on the far side of campus. That meant I would have to take the bus from across town, and it was a lot more work than most of my teammates who were either in, education or journalism or something like that. But it was always like family to me. So it was kind of interesting because all my most people don't know that all my production classes were in the afternoon during basketball practice. And so I wasn't able to graduate because of that. So unlike most students that, get their degree in 4 years, I went on to pursue my career in basketball. I had to go overseas, and 20 years later, I came back and finished up my degree. And I think that's why, because it was something I really had to work for. It took me 4 years to break the record of points and rebounds at UK. It took me over 20 years to come back and get my degree, and it meant so much to me. And when I reached out, I was already older at that time. I had a son. I wanted to, get my degree before, he grew up. And everybody was just so helpful. And, my case is so unique because when I left college, I was missing like a semester and a half because I didn't do my production. And it was a time when there wasn't professional women's leagues in the United States. And so for us, we had to go overseas. And so when I made that decision, my mom was so upset, like, finish your degree. I had a family here, they're like family. They were like, you're never going to come back and finish once you go away. And I had an incredible, successful career, pro career, that I even ended up playing in the WNBA when the pro leagues came here. But when it was my time that I knew I needed to do it, all those people came, like they made it, like they were going to do whatever it took. Susan Skis, I have my recruitment letters where they're like, and how excited I was. Like, how as an athlete, you get that letter, you're accepted, the team wants you, you're like, okay, I'm saving this, I'm framing it. Those letters mean so much to me. Like, they wanted to really see me get my degree. And after nearly 20 years, in 2000, I walked and got my degree in animal science. So I think that's why, another reason why it's so important to me. In every way, you all were going to make it possible for me to get that degree. You know, it wasn't about the points I scored or, you know, the records broken or whatever, the championships. It was about, you're part of our family and you need to get this done. One of the reasons that I think these types of recognitions are important as well, without putting the spotlight on me, is that little kids, little people that may look like me, sound like me, not be your typical person that you think might be an ag person, gets to see that, you know, I really like animals, or I really like this, maybe I can do that. And so I think one of the things that, you know, being in the College of Ag, that was never an issue. Like, I don't believe in all the socially constructed concepts, race, gender, sex, all those things, because we're not these physical bodies. But just to give them hope, like never look at something and think that you can't do it. And I know the College of Ag now and is really, you know, pursuing those kind of avenues with, you know, little kids that may not seem like the ones that might pursue this type of field, but going after it. For me, the Hall of Fames are a time that I can really have an attitude of gratitude, where I get to thank people and I, you know, thank the Ag College for, you know, what they represented, but also my final year here with, I don't know if Dr. Benji Michael, he was my meat production class. Sharon Franklin, I like to mention names because they were all so helpful. I was older, I was 35 with a son, you know, and so all these people were so helpful in me getting that because they knew that was really important to me. And so these Hall of Fames, yeah, it's about me, but it really isn't. It's about all the people that helped me get to where I am today. My brother played, of course, Art Still, and he had made friends with Bonnie Hutton. And Bonnie Hutton was the stepdaughter of Charles Barnhart. And the first place she took me on campus, it was like a little shed, a little garage, and they were doing autopsies. And I don't know if she was working with somebody over there or whatever, but we would hang, whenever I had a free moment, we would be there watching them dissect. Like, they would chop the heads off. They would have like these jars with, you know, different odd pigs with 3 heads or whatever. And for some odd reason, I just loved, like, that was a thing that, and most people don't know that about me because I'm like this basketball player. What are you doing? But animals were always my first love before basketball. And there's so many different stories that I could tell, but that's one of the funny ones because we were just like in our, you know, teens and hanging out. Every time I come back to Kentucky, I always feel like it's a magic. I love feeling like, you know, I'm part of something like that. And most people don't know that my ancestors were actually enslaved in Lexington for a bit. Yeah. And so coming back always, you know, of course, that's over 200 years ago, but, you know, it's like a closure kind of thing, because wherever you go, you can find family and you can find good people. And I think that's what the College of Ag really represents.